Going.
Scrumped all night.
Well, today we're at a rare meeting with the one and only Veggie Munster. So, how long have you been the Veggie Munster?
Oh, right about the time that thought us kids were getting diabetes and their parents were blaming Sesame Street. It was a big whole ordeal that was actually absolutely unnecessary and kind of fucking dumb. But you know, you move on, you adapt with the times, and you know, Veggie Munster is now what he will always be, I guess, until people realize that kids getting diabetes is their parents' fault, not Sesame Street's fault. Just because your kid's fat doesn't mean you can blame PB because you're a shitty parent.
Have you ever tried being on Sesame Street?
I auditioned, yeah, but I mean, the Cookie Monster is really good at the role, and I mean, I killed a lot of kids. So, I mean, they didn't like the killing of kids. And, which is understandable, a bit of a shame for me, but you know, you move on, life goes on.
How are your relations with Cookie Monster?
I mean, we're pretty cool. I mean, we don't hang out much like I would hope for. I mean, we talked a bit back in the beginning, but you know, I mean, he's a busy man. I'm a Veggie Monster. I mean, we have our differences. I mean, despite the label that they give him, he's always going to be the Cookie Monster, and sugar is his natural high. Veggies just don't get it for him, so I mean, we don't connect that high like we used to. But I mean, you know, it is what it is. I mean, Cookie Monster, you're a great guy. I understand if you want to hook up. I mean not hook up, you know, like hook up. I mean hook up like, you know, hang, chill. You know, Cookie Monster will be watching this, or if I just make a fool of myself on national internet.
Why veggies?
They're healthy for you. I mean, they taste like shit, I'll admit that. Yeah, most of them taste like shit. Corn is pretty good. But I mean, they're healthy for you nonetheless, and that's good for kids. I mean, that's a healthy lesson kids should know. And if they don't eat them, they deserve to fucking die.
Why not fruit?
I mean, fruit's good, but I mean, it's very citrusy, which is bad for your everything. It's burny, you know, it burns your taste buds and your mouth. If you've got a very high saliva count, it can just straight up eat your teeth. I mean, pineapples will erode you from the inside as you're eating them. I mean, where fruit might be tasty, they're not as good as veggies. So, I mean, eat your vegetables.
Where'd you come up with the slogan, eat your vegetables?
I mean, it was kind of hard coming up with. I came up with a lot of different ideas, like consume the veggie. I mean, stick a carrot up your ass, but that one didn't work out very well. Native Americans love corn, but at first I accidentally went with the phrase Indian, which got very confusing and very controversial. So in the end I found the better solution was to just go with eat your veggies and then eat your vegetables. That is eat, not each. Which, I mean, makes a lot more sense, I guess, but it's not not my first choice, so.
How'd your first job go?
Well, my first job was on Nickelodeon, and I was a cameraman. Actually, no, I'll take that back. I wanted to be a cameraman. I signed up for a cameraman. They made me a boom guy for, you know, what was that show? Fucking Nickelodeon's Guts. You know, I had to deal with, you know, that fuck, you know, I forget his name, something O'Howie-ish. He's not a memorable guy, I mean, but I was a boom guy. I didn't get the recognition that I deserved just because I'm a bit more shadowy, I guess, except for my pale, frightening face. Which I don't think is that frightening. I mean, I think they're just discriminating against the white man. And that he's so pale and white that when you're in the darkness, you see this white dude and you're freaked out because, like, holy fuck, what is this white guy doing here? I mean, that's what made me lose my job. I was scaring too many people holding the mic. That, like, some people would see this white face out of nothing but darkness and they're like, holy fuck, what is... Oh, Oh, and there were too many retakes, so I mean, I got fired as boom mic guy, and it was a bad thing. And I ended up eventually just getting a job as a desk clerk. Like one of those guys who sits in like a cubicle, not even really desk clerk, it was like, I answered the phone with the headset, it was an Apple job. I wanted to kill everybody that answered the phone because I would ask them, like, how was your corn intake? And they're like, what? It was stressful.
So what are your natural meals daily?
Oh, I suck it up and maybe occasionally stick a piece of carrot up my asshole. But you gotta make sure it's nice and shaved, otherwise that shit will kill you. But then green beans are a nice substitute, not up your ass, but actually proper consumption through your mouth. Corn, obviously. What's another vegetable? Peas. Sweet peas are better peas, but I wish I could say I was more into vegetables, think that's my thing. I don't necessarily think they're the greatest food ever, not the greatest tasting. They're the greatest for your body, sure, but I'll try to eat as many as I can, but memorizing them is so difficult, being that there's so fucking many. But, that's why. Also, V8. V8's a good one. It's got a lot of veggie shit in there, despite being juice, which is normally fruits, which can go fuck themselves.
Mm-hmm. So what do you do in your daily routines?
I wake up, look in the mirror, and go, you're gonna make a difference today. You're gonna make a difference. And then I sneak up from underneath kids' beds and closets and shit, and we'll just strangle them until they agree to eat their veggies, and if they're fat enough, just until their eyes roll back in their head and they stop breathing. Because I know they're not going to listen to me. They might, but then I go to the vegans and I just kind of kick them all in the nuts. Because they don't know what the fuck they're talking about,
Yeah.
So when I go to bed.
Mm-hmm. So how was the first job with a fat kid?
First job with a fat kid. I asked him how many veggies he consumed, and he was like, what's a vegetable? And I beat the shit out of him for maybe about 5 straight hours, until he was just shaking, and maybe having a seizure, maybe a seizure or stroke. He scrumped all the way to the hospital. And then after he woke up from his coma, I just beat the shit out of him some more and shoved the carrot straight into his eye. And two pea pods actually, into his nostrils. And a nice corn cob straight down his mouth. Until it's just the one eye that I could see rolled back. Then about 7 years later, he woke up from that coma, much thinner and much more enthusiastic about his vegetables. So I'd say very well. It went very well.
Mm-hmm. So you did a job with this kid named Andrew?
Andrew.
He had a non-mother named Samantha?
I can't remember every kid.
She was a fat ghetto lady, mom.
Oh, the one who, his mom was dead, and,
apparently you killed her.
Killed her? The ghetto mom or the actual mom?
The actual mom.
Oh, yeah, school as shit. A fat ass, but also a fat everything else. She was a massive scrump. She was straight scrumping, so, I could tell she's not eating her veggies. I showed her a picture of, an artichoke or a piece of cauliflower. And she just looked so confused by, why was I showing her this picture? What was that picture? So, I just did what I had to.
I hear you use the phrase scrump. What's your definition for this?
Oh, scrump. Scrump is scrump, How can you define a scrump? I mean, you're scrumping, she's scrumping, we, she, it's scrumping. That little bit of food right there is scrumping. These veggies are totally scrumping. That bitch is absolutely scrumping. Doesn't matter how fucking drunk I get, she is just absolutely disgustingly scrumping. This chick that I met at the club, we totally went to the bathroom and scrumped, you know?
Well, seems now, me and the Veggie Munster gotta go scrump.
Yeah.
Let's go scrumping!
Scrumping!
Scrump out.